Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we'll be talking about the film Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die. Fun fact, for the release of this film, they offered free tickets to individuals whose jobs were, affected by AI. This film was released in 2026 and stars Sam Rockwell, Juno Temple, and Haley Lou Richardson and was created by Gore Verbinski. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die follows a man from the future who is aiming to take down AI and getting the right group that is going to help and save the human race. Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die is a science fiction comedy film filled with lots of action. It has similar vibes to Toy Story, Pluribus, or Terminator Zero. Going into Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die, I knew it was an anti-artificial intelligence film, but I couldn't remember the title or anything else from the trailer, but the poster was very intriguing. The movie addresses AI and how it's running rampant with no regulation, our reliance on our phones, and losing a child to a school shooting. It was a weird movie, but in a good way, and surprisingly funny. One weird thing that happened before the movie was an ad from Claude about how you don't want ads when you use AI. And it was like two people talking, and then this AI person says an ad mid speech, which is something that happens in the movie, which was weird to put before an anti AI movie. The man from the future, played by Sam Rockwell, came into this diner with a dream to find a group to help him stop this apocalypse from happening. And once you see him, it's no shock that no one wanted to believe him or join him. This is his 117th time trying to get a group together, and it was interesting to see how he manages to get all these people and knows so much about them. To be honest, if I saw him, I would not go with him either. I loved his flashback to see how his mom kept him from technology when he was younger, and because of this, it made him more interested in it, which ended up getting his mom killed and started his journey of hate against the machines. As soon as I found out Ingrid was allergic to technology, I just knew that that was his mom because she was the only person who I could see surviving and passing on, to their child the horrors of AI and technology. By the end of the film, he learns that fighting technology with technology doesn't seem to be working, and so we need to find another way that, we can fight it and get the human race to survive, which may be figuring out how to use what his mom has against AI. He mentioned early on that some people may die, and usually everyone dies. I had a theory that all the lesser known actors in this group would die, and I was surprisingly correct. While it's not really a big deal, it would have been surprising to see one of them actually survive. I was a little sad about Marie because she just wanted some pie and seemed so sweet. With the characters that survive, I love the flashbacks. With Susan, played by Juno Temple, we see how she lost her son, and there is a program where you can get an AI version of your lost kid. And since a school shooting happened, the government pays for most of it, but the sales guy could care less about the situation, and her son looks and sounds like her son, but just acts differently. One thing that made me laugh in this scene was that even if it was an option, the US government would never pay for that. She eventually tries another option that reminds her of her son and convinces her to join the group, but I felt like her backstory showed how desensitized we had become to mass shootings and our lack of addressing the gun problem, and instead of addressing that, we just focus on anything else. Mark and Janet, played by Michael Pena and Zazie Beetz, respectively, are teachers at a school where teachers are scared of kids and will randomly disappear on sabbatical. At first, I said, high school teachers don't go on sabbatical. And then Mark said it later to point out how weird that was that they were saying that as if it was normal. They took these guns that could stun the kids for a minute, and even though the situation was not ideal, their lives were just so boring, and this adventure, while scary, breathed new life into them. Ingrid, played by Haley Lou Richardson, is allergic to some technologies, which we see as it makes her nose bleed, which makes me wonder if she was 11 from Stranger Things. This causes her to find a job with less interaction with technology and find a man who eventually doesn't really love technology as well. After her boyfriend gets a VR headset, her life falls apart and he leaves her because he wants to live in this virtual world. And then kids start having more phones, which makes her nosebleed at her job. I loved her character because she joined looking like she had nothing to lose and just looked defeated. It was just because she was just having a horrible day. The reveal that the future man was her son wasn't that shocking, but I'm glad that she was able to piece that puzzle together. While I did really enjoy these flashbacks, I will say some of them were a bit long and could have been shortened, and we still would have gotten, a good understanding of their backgrounds. I don't know if it was intentional, but every time I saw the logo of this mysterious company, I just thought of a pyramid scheme. I mean, it kind of fits because these kids were benefiting this company by bringing in more bodies, but they were losing their own autonomy. There was no benefit for them, but a benefit for the AI company. It also seems to mirror the random pop up of this company as well, because some of these AI companies, like ChatGPT, seem to just be popular one day out of nowhere. When the future man said a 9-year-old kid was the one who would cause all this, I honestly thought they would reach the kid and he'd just be a chill kid at home. I was not prepared for this kid who's locked in coding on a mountain of wires. He was way more intense than I thought, and come to find out, he was one of those AI kids, so it's like AI writing AI, which is even more creepy. I was sad that in the end they didn't defeat him because he needed to be stopped. The movie had a weirdness to it that made it not only funny but also stand out. The future man already looked weird, and then you have him explaining things they encountered, which also seemed weird. As the movie goes on, it gets slightly weirder, and it all comes to a head with a giant horse cat thing that pops out of nowhere, shooting confetti from different crevices. It was a fun way to further drive in these messages and keep me surprised. The monologue at the beginning was probably my favorite part of this movie. I love how he comes in and is throwing phones with perfect aim, destroying them while scaring these people. He knows so much about the people, and it's funny to see him want some of them not to volunteer because they suck at surviving. It's funny to see him trying to convince them while looking and speaking like a maniac, and then actually getting some to come with him. It's a great scene to set up the movie, and later we find that some of the people's willingness to join isn't as surprising as you may think. Sam Rockwell did a great job showing how it is a very, very serious situation, but he is also very quirky. Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die was a very inventive and an interesting way to cover some very important topics. It had me interested to see how it would all play out, and while it doesn't end with a win, I did leave feeling satisfied. Thank you for watching my video. I would love to hear your thoughts down below in the comments. If you have not subscribed, please do so you can keep up to date with more of my videos. But besides that, everyone stay safe, have fun, and goodbye.